Following my previous video that I made about Vice President Hubert Humphrey, I want to point out that if you unscramble Hubert's first name, Hubert Humphrey's first name, you get B.H. True. Baruch Hashem, blessed is Hashem that he provided Israel with such a big supporter, that he was very instrumental in providing Israel with such things as weapons that they needed during the major wars that they fought against the Arabs. And he was also a very big and true friend of Golda Meir and many of the other Israeli dignitaries and government officials. He made many trips to Israel, many times. Now, if you take Hubert Humphrey's name, that B.H. True, and you look at that TRU, and you compare that to Truman's name, you compare that to Trump's name, and you compare that to Liz Truss's name, they all have the TRU in common. They were all supporters of Israel. And the Queen, before she passed away, it was noted, or after she passed away, it was noted that she met Harry Truman as the first president when she became, or she was shortly before she became the Queen. But she did meet Harry Truman. She did meet also Donald Trump. And she, unfortunately, I do not think met Hubert Humphrey, but I'm sure if she did, she would have been just as impressed as everybody else was with regard to his honesty and his very high esteem he must have held for the Queen as well. So with that, I want to also point out that in 1948, there were many things that happened which relate to these individuals that I have mentioned. Number one is that the state of Israel, as well as King Charles, were born. And at that time, obviously, Charles was the prince. But now, suddenly, this year, after the Queen passed away, Charles becomes the king. It was also noted that President Truman recognized the state of Israel on May 14th, only 11 minutes after it was officially declared that Israel had become a state. When Truman was re-elected president, he was re-elected in 1948, and that was against the polls, which felt that Thomas E. Dewey was going to be the winner. But at the end of the day, by Hashem's work and magic and Harry Truman's work and his knowledge and his ability to satisfy the people, he became reelected and was reelected president again. And finally, Hubert Humphrey gave a famous human rights speech at the Democratic National Convention. Now, I have located a tape of Harry Truman when he was campaigning in 1948. It mentions his feeling toward the press. It mentions his feeling toward the other presidents that had preceded him. And I think it's interesting. If you'll stay on my channel, Semach Yehuda Richter, I will try to put that up within the next day or two. Kol Tuv, and I wish everyone a Shana Tova. Everyone should have an easy fast on Yom Kippur, and hopefully before Yom Kippur I will be able to put that up. Kol Tuv.